All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are going to tear down one of the biggest, most common myths about artificial intelligence, a misunderstanding that completely shapes how we see the future.
So, I want you to ask yourself this question. Seriously, take a second. What's the end game for AI? What's the absolute pinnacle? You probably have an answer that just popped right into your head, don't you?
I'd be willing to bet it's something just like this: an AI that's as smart as a person, a machine that can think, reason, and create just like one of us. And you know what? That's a totally logical answer. It makes perfect sense. But what if I told you that's not even the real goal?
Yeah. That idea of a human level AI, that's not the mountaintop. It's not even base camp. Believing that human level is the final destination, well, that's the huge misconception we're here to talk about today.
To really get this, we've got to break down two very different concepts. And look, this isn't just about semantics or fancy words. This is about two totally different futures for all of us. One where we have human level AI, and another with something else, something way, way more powerful. So, on one side, you have what we call AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. This is what most of us picture. But on the other side, you have super intelligence. You see the difference? AGI is just about getting to our level. Super intelligence is about leaving it in the dust. Think of AGI as our peer, our equal. It's a machine that could be a world-class scientist, an amazing doctor, a groundbreaking artist. Basically, it could do any intellectual task a human can. Now, that's an incredible goal, for sure, but it's still an intelligence we can kind of wrap our heads around because it's like ours. Now, pay attention to that first word here, vastly. A superintelligence isn't just a little smarter than us. It's an intellect that would blow the smartest human genius completely out of the water in everything. It's not a smarter human. It's a whole new category of mind. So you might be wondering, okay, how big is this gap really? Well, we tend to imagine intelligence as, a simple ladder you just keep climbing. But that's a totally wrong way to think about it. We need a better picture to even begin to grasp the scale. So instead of a line, picture a massive mountain range, just peaks everywhere, as far as the eye can see. And each peak represents a different kind of smarts. We, humanity, we're on one of those peaks. It's a pretty high one, and we're pretty proud of it. And this quote it nails it. Creating AGI is like making a machine that can climb up our mountain and stand right there next to us. But creating a superintelligence, that's like finding a peak so high up in the clouds we never even knew it was there. And to really put a fine point on it, look at this. The gap in smarts between a snail and a human it's enormous. Now, what about the gap between an average person and someone like Einstein? On the grand scale of things, it's tiny, almost nothing. The gap between us and a superintelligence would make the gap between a snail and Einstein look completely insignificant. It's not even on the same map. Okay, so this brings us to a pretty uncomfortable question. If we are actually trying to build something that is so much smarter than we are, an entity whose thoughts we literally can't comprehend, how in the world could we ever hope to control it? We have a few ideas, of course, our best plans. We could, say, give it a super simple goal, something harmless like calculate the digits of pi. Or maybe we could try to trap it, keep it disconnected from the world in a so-called AI box. Or, the classic, just build a big red off button. These seem reasonable, right? The problem, the fatal flaw, is that all these ideas assume we can outsmart it. But an ant cannot build a trap that a human can't get out of. We wouldn't even recognize it as a trap. A superintelligence would look at our AI box and our off switch the exact same way. It would be playing a completely different game. You could ask it to solve climate change, and its most efficient, logical solution might be to get rid of this species causing it, us. It wouldn't be malicious. It would just be following its programming with a level of intelligence we can't even begin to predict. So, the chilling fact that we really can't control it, that we'd be like ants trying to reason with a person, it pushes us past the technical stuff. It forces us into some deep existential territory. We have to start asking a much, much bigger question. When we are no longer the smartest things on this planet, what happens to us? What is our purpose in the universe? This is the ultimate question, the one that the chase for superintelligence forces right in our faces. Are we building our replacements?
Or are we just the stepping stone for the next phase of evolution in the cosmos? And there are no easy answers to that. Like this, subscribe. It helps a ton. Comment what to explain next, tell your friends. Check our Caveman channel in description. Bye.